Hi Gemini, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Chandler and this is your intuitive energy reading for this week. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. I post weekly for you guys. Air sign Monday is your day. These are intuitive readings and of course they are general, so this won't resonate with everyone, but this may work for you if you have a sun, moon, rising, or Venus in the sign of Gemini. And of course, if you're a cross watcher, feel free to switch up or reverse the roles as energy is fluid. The roles can be reversed to serve your storyline. Yes, so if you resonate with this reading, don't hesitate to follow me over to Vimeo afterwards for the extended version. We're going to go even deeper into the clarity. But Gemini, initially, I'm getting a real strong sense of love, okay, compassion, understanding. You could be just really in this Venus in Libra energy. We are in Libra season. It does feel really soft. It does feel really gentle. Let's see if any of that does come up. I'm not getting much more initially, but let's see if we can't find validation in the cards for you. Okay, so one comes out of the coupe. Let's see what this is. Third eye chakra. Okay, so, kind of loving energy, but it's actually very spiritual, what is coming through right here. Third eye chakra is about what you see, what you know, what you observe. It's very subconscious. It could be a dreamer sort of energy. But it's also just about your intuitive knowing, okay? One thing that I like about this card is it typically means that this energy area is expanding for you. So you could have deeper clarity, you could have revelations, you could be getting insights, or just have a psychic or intuitive essence about you this week that is really going to be assisting you. So pay special attention to this area, to the third eye chakra, which is located right here. And that which it brings. So like your dreams, you may have visions, you may have some episodes of like deja vu, like these energies definitely come through very strongly when our third eye is expanding. So pay special attention to the things that are synchronistic, to the things that sort of catch your eye that you may have an intuitive knowing about, people that pop up in your mind. Those are all going to be significant for you this week. The frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination and our psychic powers. Very interesting. So let's get deeper into this energy. Again, this could be involving a relationship. I don't sense anything significant from that so far. But with this energy that I started out with, it does feel like a loving relationship. It feels like a kindred spirit. It almost feels kind of like coming home, just like very comforting energy. So let's see again if any of that comes up, because that's coming through so strongly in your energy field. This could be you or someone you're involved with. Again, I sometimes pick up people around you. So, with this third eye chakra, this could be somebody who's telepathically reaching out to you. They could be, sending you messages or just thinking about you. And you're like, I wonder why they've been coming up so much. It's that kind of energy. Okay, so interesting. We have... Firstly, all right, so this is very interesting. We have deception and envy. This is the Seven of Swords, which we hate to see, right, Gemini? This is the Seven of Swords. This definitely could be some lies, deceit, betrayal, right? But this did come up in reverse. And so the plot to this twists, doesn't it? When we have the Seven of Swords in reverse, typically in traditional tarot, this is a reflection, an observation, a knowing, or an awareness of past mistakes, of past faults or deception that has taken place that you are now becoming aware of. Now, I hate to break it to you guys because it does seem like it involves a relationship. But I feel even more specifically that you're coming into deeper awareness of these issues so that you can heal or understand them. Now, I know that that could be far-reaching for some of you who are currently involved maybe in a breakup, or somebody who you're realizing has been misleading you in some way, shape, or form. But what's interesting is actually what comes next. We have the Partnerships and Alliances card, which is the Three of Pentacles, essentially. There is something on the horizon of your life that I feel is going to put this situation or this context and energy even further in your past. Does that make sense? There's something about this energy combined that has you hesitating about making a new offer, alliance, or partnership. Something about your past is holding you back. Okay, and so Gemini, I think you kind of know this. The reason that I think this comes up in reverse is because you're well aware of it. You are well aware of it. Or someone is. Someone around you, or something like that. There's an awareness. There's an inner knowing, okay, that this has maybe been a block. It's held you back. It hasn't served you. And you're having to reflect on this and work your way through this. And it has something to do with your visualization or imagination, the capacity, okay, of your creative forces, your creative force of nature, your spiritual essences, your spiritual juju, right, to propel this momentum, because you are supposed to trust, okay, in what you know. Something about this situation is something about what you know. And so what I get intuitively is that this is not the same person. Or this is posing a totally different situation that is putting this even further into context of what you don't want. Because this Partnerships and Alliance card, it does show you wanting to build something substantial. This is self-mastery, where in essence you've reached a pinnacle of understanding or self-awareness, and finally the universe brings you someone else who's at the same level as you. And so that's kind of the good news here, is that it's okay if there's been past mistakes, or if that you're having to reflect upon that, because ultimately you're realizing even deeper how much this doesn't serve you, how much it didn't serve you, how clear as day it was, how your gut or how your intuition was telling you or screaming all along, don't do it. You know, there's these energies that you can kind of laugh about, in a sense, because you're so directly healing them. It's just becoming so clear. Okay, where either self-sabotage or sabotage in general is no longer a part of your life, or you're no longer entertaining it, or you're setting up some really healthy boundaries because you've come to an awareness of self, and the universe is essentially meeting you halfway by either bringing you an opportunity, people to help you, to help expand this energy, or, you know, that you're implementing some amount of integrity to take you away from situations that are like this. Very interesting energy and information coming through for you. Kind of cryptic in nature as well. The Seven of Triumph and Material Harvest. So we have the Chariot, essentially, in the Major Arcana, which is the card of Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Moving forward with your head and your heart in alignment. So, needless to say, I think whatever is being put into context is becoming even more clear as the week goes on. Because as you begin to feel more into the spiritual advice about this, there is less and less resistance about moving toward it. So triumph is also an element of success within your own life. I think even more so emotionally than anything. Where you have maybe been blocked emotionally is due to these past mistakes. I'm even getting a sort of just really strong error in judgment, or misinterpretation, or desire, okay? Desire that sort of trumped the truth in the past. Now, whether this was your own energy or another's energy, it really kind of took you down. It took you down. It had you out, down for the count, something about this took you out of the game, okay? Because either you didn't trust others or you didn't trust yourself, you didn't feel worthy. Something about this is being healed, which I really like. I really like, because the new awareness you're coming to is deserving. It's talking about being willing to do the work, seeing things really clearly, putting more integrity into that which you do. And triumph is talking about overcoming this obstacle altogether. Triumph is healing. It's balance with the yin and yang, polar opposites of self and others. Realizing that we all have a dark side and a light side, right? And we all, at every moment of the day, have a choice whether to go back to the past, revisit past issues, rehash the past, or relive it all together, or to simply move forward and put it behind us. And I think what you're doing, at least for the Gemini that I'm speaking with today, is choosing to move forward and truly put that behind them, because, and even further validated by the 9 of material harvest. This is the 9 of Pentacles. You are seriously leaving a situation because you realize the lies, the deception, the deceit, the manipulation. And I think in context to your healing, Gem, you realize it had much less to do with you than maybe you initially thought. Like, I feel like you can just let go of your responsibility over this situation, because you didn't have much to do with it in the first place. For whatever reason, I think you were involved with someone who chose to do this to you, or took advantage of the situation, right? Or manipulated it to look a certain way. You know, as you can see in this picture, this person's just wearing a mask. They're just wearing a mask. They're not being honest either with themselves or with you, or both. And so this deception and envy could be pertaining to the people who have been around you all along, you know, the people who haven't wanted you to succeed, if that applies. But I think I'm speaking to a Gemini today that is with someone who has actively lied to them. Or previously, okay, very recently potentially left a situation where they feel that they were actively deceived. Which is a really tough realization. It's hard. It never truly feels right, no matter how you think about a situation like this. It never will feel justified. It never will feel right. But what I will say is the Gemini I'm looking at is doing everything in their power to make it so, to make it feel justified, to make it feel right, because they're taking action. They're moving forward with their head and their heart in alignment, in balance, leaving the past behind, healing as they go, and actively becoming more stable, more abundant, more single, if that applies, the further they go. This is like, I would say this is an active separation. This is an active separation because inherently, Gem, you kind of know better what you deserve now. You kind of know better what you deserve now. One thing that I will say is that it is kind of difficult to take a look at this deception and envy as being the first card to come out, because this comes with a lot of questions. Like, I'm actually feeling someone's inner dialogue going, who is wearing this mask? Who is deceiving me? Have they truly been unmasked or revealed? What truths have gone overlooked? For the gem that I'm connecting with, I just feel strongly that this is not the place to put your energy. Not truly, because yes, it's important to identify with lies, deception, envy, jealousy, corruption, manipulation, all those things we all have to face, and it'll bring us down in vibration. So it's important that we do look at it, we do observe it, we do try to understand it, but to an extent, right? Until we reach the point of needing to release it. Because ultimately the universe is telling you just that these mistakes do not define you, and they don't have to moving forward. Because moving forward, you are supposed to put more integrity, more honesty, more value in your contributions to relationships specifically. When we're looking at partnerships and alliances, this has everything to do with another person. And so maybe you were the one that deceived. Maybe you were the one that was deceived. However you would like to put it, there's something of a leveling up happening in your life, and you do have to take it seriously. And don't misunderstand the universe, because yes, it's important to look at this, but you can't stay here, and this won't help you grow. The point of this is to reflect. Once you've reflected, continue to move forward with a different set of standards, with a different mindset. Don't deny yourself of trusting others. Don't deny yourself of missing opportunities because of past actions, manipulation, or lies that have gone on in your previous relationships. I do see someone, like literally a helping hand. Maybe you're going through a hard time. Maybe you're realizing some things that are hard. There's a helping hand here, reaching out to you, asking you to trust them. Maybe this is a shoulder to cry on, if that applies. But I do see you having support, and you need to reach out to them. You need to build on that. You need to build upon the trust that's there, even if it may be minute. It's something, right? It's a building block. It's starting a foundation. Because, yeah, this energy is moving you forward. It's building. And one thing that I really like are these two cards, the Triumph and Material Harvest. This is success. This is like, you're going to look back at this situation, whether or not this was you, perpetuating the lies or the deceit. It's no longer going to define you once you heal this. Let me say that in a different way. For the grouping that this is you, and you're looking back at past mistakes, maybe you were the one that had lied or betrayed in this current situation, the universe is wanting to take you to a more constructive place within yourself and within the relationships you hold, because as we know, the relationships in our lives are reflections of us. Undeniable. They all reflect back the things within us that we need to heal, reconcile, or commit to. And so you're committing here to growth. You're committing here to trust. You're committing here to reciprocity, the give and take. If I give you a service, I'm going to take your money. If I make you a product, you're going to have to purchase it from me. And that's the sort of energy that you're subscribing to. You're no longer giving more than you take. You are establishing yourself. You're identifying with integrity and actually providing a service, actually coming through for people. But for the ones who, register on your new radar, that is probably a little bit higher than the one that you're leaving, right? It's kind of just wanting to come up that way. Like you might not even be able to see the other people after a while that had sabotaged your happiness, because you're leaving with such vigor. You're leaving with such identification of what serves you, what doesn't. And you have a lot to bring. I mean, look at this person. They're bringing all of this to the table. if it helps you at all, I think the person you're leaving is realizing that as well. That, wow, they brought a lot more to the table than I thought. Which is going to make you feel good, Gemini, because you do bring a lot to the table. And when you want something, you go and get it. But I think in a lot of ways, you may have wanted this, you may have wanted this situation, but instead you kind of know. You kind of know when it's time to leave, when it's time to go. Because again, with the Chariot, it means movement. You're moving forward and in a very singular way. Okay. So, Gem, this was very short and sweet, very simple. Like, this energy is so simple. It did denote some amount of love, a connection, some beauty, compassion, coming home, a familiar face. But I can tell whoever this new person is, it brings up a lot of stuff in you. So trust that this person is different, that they are not the same, that this situation is different, that there is an opportunity to build and grow here, and that you have a lot to bring to the table, and that the past doesn't define you, nor is it your burden to carry in a lot of ways. I feel that you are healing this. I feel that you need to. So within the clarity, we're going to go into this partnerships and alliances, and we're going to see who this helping hand is. We're going to see what the universe is trying to bring to you, that it does involve your character, your integrity, and building a solid foundation through mutual respect and understanding is what I see. And then Triumph and Material Harvest, as a bulk energy, we're going to see where this is going. We're going to see where these aspirations are taking you, because again, you have a lot to bring to the table, and I just want to make sure you're sitting at the right one. Okay, moving forward. That's what I want to see. For those of you who stuck with me, thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if this is where we part, I hope you have a great week. Again, you're doing a lot of healing. There's going to be an internal knowing this week that's going to be helping you move forward in this way, which I'm really excited about. And I wish you luck. Thank you so much, Gem. Bye-bye.